And we're live.
What's going on?
Little technical difficulties, but we're here.
Yeah, that's my fault.
No, it's all good. Do you? I know you're not from this area, but it was a national thing. Do you know who Susan Smith is? She was from Union, which is like from where I'm at, or from the gym area, is probably 45 minutes, 35, 45 minutes. And I think it was like 1994. She called the police saying that a black man. This is a white woman. She called the police saying a black man um, drug her out of the car and stole her car, and then her two kids were in there, 3 years old, 1 year old, and they apparently kidnapped, blah blah blah. You know, she was on the news crying, acting crazy, like distraught and all. Understandably, you know, as a with your kids missing. Well, then I think it was like 9 days later, they some kind of new evidence came up. Well, they found the car in a lake with the kids strapped in the car seats in the back.
Oh my
And
god!
yeah, and some new evidence. I can't remember. I've looked into it before, but I can't remember what the evidence was. But come to find out, she put her kids in the back seat and put the car in neutral or whatever at a boat landing, and let them roll into the lake and killed them. And anyways, I say that to say, I
Great
think
start, hot start.
yeah, yeah. This morning, I think it was this. It was either this morning or yesterday. They she was up for parole and they denied it. It's been all over the news, like locally. I don't know about nationally, but she was, and kind of leading into, like, she was. I saw a post from somewhere, and they were saying that she was, one of the quotes from her said, "Have mercy on me like Jesus would," and I was like, man, that's. I don't know. I mean, everybody can have a change of heart. Like, I'm not saying that, but man, you trying to throw that in people's face, like, for sympathy, and that ain't right. I mean,
Yeah, I just want to
that's
say
tough.
Jeffrey Dahmer said that he was saved, and he was like, I deserve this. I
Mm,
deserve everything that's coming to me. Even I mean, we don't know, but like even the guy that beat him to death, he was like, I get it, man. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's how I feel. Like if you're truly a change of heart or feel some type of way, that's how I feel like that's how you would be, not like to get out.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Like I
I mean,
have
Paul
mercy
was
on
in
me, but I
prison and he
deserve.
wasn't like, hey guys, I don't deserve this. He just
Yeah,
wouldn't.
let me out.
Yeah, he didn't even say that. He just started
Mm-mm.
singing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't even asking to be set free. He was writing letters
Hmm.
talking
He's
about
like, I have
Jesus.
so much time to write these letters now. Thank you
Yeah,
guys. I was actually super busy and now I have all this time.
yeah.
I'm about to write the Bible. Y'all don't understand this. Y'all, it's a blessing what you just did to me.
What is the percentage of the Bible that not the exact percentage, but it's like, I mean, it's what, more than half of the New Testament that he wrote.
For Paul? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's incredible. That's crazy. Which, that goes to show that, kind of what we were just talking about. Paul's the
I don't know
perfect
about
example.
maybe not books because there's two Peters or three Johns.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like a Judas and a Revelation. Like that's like so like as far as like books, because there's only
right.
27 of them. I just named seven, Um maybe not books, but definitely words. And I mean it might still be more than half, but
Which is crazy given, where he where he came from, and what he was doing before.
where did it come
Sorry,
from? You know what?
Tarsus.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, but he's a Roman citizen. He's from Rome. I don't want
Right.
mom to get mad at me again.
Hang on, I'm asking Destiny to bring me my computer charger. All right, let's jump into a couple of these comments that were on the last video.
Let's do it.
This one's we'll tackle the more difficult one first. Beck 8507 says, "Here's a controversial topic if you're up for a challenge. As a Christian, I'm biased in the Palestine versus Israel war to be on the side of the Jews, which are God's chosen people. I struggle with my biases. Normally, I'm quite logical with my perspective. So maybe have a discussion on what's going on over there." So basically, we'll just kind of go off of, is it, as a Christian, is it Israel or is it Palestine? Thank you. What's your take on that?
What do you mean? Is it Israel or is it Palestine?
Like, should you, as a Christian, you support Israel or should you support Palestine or should you be neutral? What's your take?
I mean, I agree with the guy that said he was biased. I almost think that I am also biased. And I'm probably always going to side with the Jewish people because it's God's chosen people. You're Palestine, you don't believe in the same God. You believe in Allah, and I'm never going to support that.
Right.
I'm not saying they're terrible people, but they believe in a
Right.
false God, and I'm never going to support that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. Actually, I know it's pretty clear in the Bible where God stands with Israel.
And they would say Allah is God. It's just our name for God, but you don't believe in Jesus.
It's different though, right?
Like that's the thing.
Mm-hmm. I was listening, and just to be upfront, I don't know. Like I was telling you earlier, I don't know a crazy amount of history with the. I know they've been at each other for a long time. But what I do know, based on the Bible, is so Israel was given to the people, to God's chosen people, the land of Israel, and that goes back to like Abraham. And I was listening to whenever I saw that comment, I was listening to, I believe it was John Piper earlier, and he put a pretty interesting perspective on it. He was talking about. He said, "Well, you've also got to think that when all that happened, when it was given to God, he said, or when God gave it to the Israelites, they were under they were under the covenant of God. They were under his rule. They were following his rule. And then let me pull up what he was referencing. He was talking about how now, if you look at Israel, they are not living under God's covenant, because once they're still God's chosen people as a nation, but once Jesus came, died, and rose, what do we call
the covenant?
Right, the Messianic Jews. Is that what we said?
Messianic.
That's the ones that believe in the Messiah,
in Jesus. Yeah,
that believe that Jesus already came.
Yes.
Well, not those people are kind of excluded from what I'm talking about, but the
OG
Orthodox Jews,
regular Jews, yeah,
right? They are still living under the old covenant, and what in a nutshell, what he was kind of getting at is from the Christian point of view, what you should be focused on is, and it's a simple Sunday school answer. What you should be focused on is you should be praying for Israel and Palestine, and you should be praying for God to, or for Israel to turn their faces back towards the Lord, turn back to Christ. And he pointed to Romans 11:23, and it says, and if the people of Israel turn from their unbelief, they will be grafted in again, for God has the power to graft them back into the tree. So basically, that's basically he was saying that's foreshadowing that there is going to be another time to where Israel turns back to God. And that's he pointed that back towards somewhere in Daniel, a prophecy, and that's kind of like end time stuff. But anyways, I say all that to
and
say
I mean,
that
you see that over and over again, though, and like
Mhm.
the Assyrians took over the Jewish people, the Babylonians took over the Jewish people, the Egyptians took them away. The back when Alexander was doing his thing, like the Macedonians were over the Jewish people, and then it was the Romans. Like they get taken over, and then they come out of it over and over and over again, and it's just kind of a cycle. I'm not saying they're taking over, but as far as like not living up to the covenant and then coming back to Jesus or back to
Right.
God, you're saying they are currently in that cycle.
Right. Yep. And he was also pointing towards in Matthew 8, it says, and I'll tell you this, that many Gentiles will come from all over the world, from east and west, sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the feast in the kingdom of heaven. But many Israelites, those from whom the kingdom was prepared, will be thrown into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And again, there he's kind of pointing towards, yes, they're God's chosen people, but there's going to be some of those people who don't believe in my name are not going to be at the feast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a kind of an interesting perspective, and it's also just with anything else, it's crazy the misinformation that you see in the media, and even not the misinformation, but just the stuff that's hidden that you don't like. They're pointing to Israel being the bad guy in the situation. And I'm not saying, by no means am I saying that everything that they've done's right. And again, I don't know a whole lot of history, but current events, like one of the big ones is whenever they bombed Israel bombed some hospital or something in Gaza, and the media just took that and ran with it. But what they didn't, like that, they pointed them out to be the bad guy. But what they didn't say is that a couple days before that, people from Israel flew over and dropped like notes or letters or something. Yeah, dropped Palestine, or went over Gaza and dropped basically warning letters saying,
"Hey, this
is about to happen. Get out."
Yeah,
and they didn't. It's crazy how manipulative. Which, I mean, everybody knows that, but how manipulative the media can be when it comes to stuff like that. And it's no coincidence that it just so happens to be God's chosen people. It's very, very interesting. Like people, as a Christian, and again, not saying there's a lot of people in Israel who are not Christian, but as a Christian, there's always going to be a bigger target on your back. Kind of like what me and you was talking about earlier, or earlier in the week. Like all the bull crap that's going on in social media against John Young. Like it's you can't. And
Brock thinks, and I know we don't have a ton of viewers, but Brock thinks if I was not a Christian, people would not come for me the way they do.
I really don't think they would. Actually, I know they wouldn't. There's no way. And I don't.
That's an interesting thought. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's an interesting thought. I wish like I could play a game of life and like say the same things, but not be Christian and see. You know what I mean?
I mean, you just look at. I just look at Savon.
Yeah,
he's not he's open about not being a Christian, and dude says whatever the heck he wants to. He doesn't care.
No,
and he does not catch near as much crap as you do.
He doesn't get anything. No, it's crazy.
No,
it's crazy.
He could have went on that same podcast live, and dude, he could have. Well, I'm not even going to say he could have said what you said, because what you said was not. I mean, you were just describing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're a white guy. She's a black girl.
Mm-hmm. I think if I was a black girl, nothing would have ever happened.
No.
I think people.
But you're the one chasing clout. Like, that's so crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I know we didn't come on here to get into that, but it's ridiculous, and I will stand by my statement that if you were not as open of a believer as you are, nothing would have.
But okay, if that is the case, and that truly is the case, then I would just say bring it. You know what I mean? I don't mind.
Yeah.
If that comes with the territory, then it's almost a compliment.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a good point.
I'm not saying I enjoy it, but it's
right.
It's you know.
I mean, to me, if you're gonna it would be one thing if it was legit. Like, if it's legit, and the reason I say what I say about I don't know if it would happen, because in both scenarios, both times, in the multiple stories, whatever that's been posted, every time it's mentioned that you're a Christian from the other person. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I do think. I think you've lost every argument whenever you go. If you say you're a Christian, you wouldn't be doing so and so. Like, you're not God. You're not Jesus. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, just like Grant said.
And anytime I've ever like not liked what somebody said, or like think somebody messed up that I'm close to and like they don't see it or anything, I never jump to, dude, if you're gonna claim you're a Christian, you shouldn't be doing that. I literally it'd be more like, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? Like to you.
Yeah, you don't go post it on social media. Like, if I see you doing something stupid, or say I don't know. I mean, say I see JR doing something stupid. I'm not going to post
JR
on my story.
is shooting up meth.
Yeah, I'm not going to post on my story, hey, dude, what's up with this?
What's up with this meth?
Yeah, and tag all these people in it. Like, I'm not going to do that. You go to them one-on-one, and you say, hey, dude.
Email every CrossFit affiliate across the country.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I don't understand. Computer freaking keyboard warriors, man.
I honestly think the election has people kind of wound up, and if things didn't go your way, you're just looking for something to be mad about, and I think I fit that for people, and I think I don't like that my words get twisted up and get clipped out of context. I think that's very dirty, and I think it's wrong that like the guy that did that will not see anything. He will never get in trouble. Nothing's going to ever happen to him, and I think that's far dirtier than anything because I didn't do anything. I had no ill intent with anything.
I mean, like, if you would have said like a racial slur or something, absolutely, you should be.
Sure. But I mean, and in there, and I don't know if legitimately in their head, but that's what they're saying I did. But if that's no, I'm with you. But if that's a racial slur, you hear racial slurs all the time, 24/7. Like, you're mad at. It's not just me.
Yeah,
You
No,
know,
I
I
agree.
don't know if you can go an hour without being mad if that triggered you. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, I don't know anybody. You know?
People are just so soft, dude. It's ridiculous. So soft. And I think it's a problem that, and it's been an ongoing problem for, I don't know, the last few years for sure, but really I'd say really probably the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. But automatically people just jump straight to color, jump straight to racism every time. Like everybody bleeds the same. Everybody's blood is red. You know, everybody's got
Well, it's blue
their
until it
own.
hits oxygen and then it turns to red. But go ahead.
Yeah, I did know that, but I never
I'm just joking with you.
I never knew if it was like 100% true. But I used to throw that out sometimes to sound kind of smart. You know, did you know
Did
that
you
your blood
know?
is blue? I don't know, man. It's just, if you have to, I don't know, if you've got to look for stuff like that to make yourself feel better or whatever the motive is, like, dude, get a life. Like, come on, man. You don't, if you truly, I believe if you truly felt offended, truly felt hurt or whatever, one, it would be the girl that you said it about,
Right,
the
right.
black girl.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything from her?
I messaged her and like I said, listen, if you are actually hurt, like I'm sorry. That is not our intent at all. Like
Yeah.
this is just how I talk. It's not meant in any way. I didn't know your name.
You were complimenting her
I
because she was
I know,
moving
and
weight.
we don't talk about that part. But yeah, I was complimenting, like in the like
Yes.
clips that they're all mad about. Like I'm complimenting them. It's not. And then an hour after I messaged her that and like basically apologized to her, her wife sends an email to 800 people trying to get me canceled from any and everything I've ever been associated with.
Gosh. See, there again, because you try to do the right thing, even when you're not in the wrong. But I mean, that's a part of it. Sadly, it just sucks that it's the people who are not like that in any way get taken out of context. And I know you probably didn't really want to talk about that, but that's something that just really pisses me off, if I'm being honest.
Well, I bet the disciples were pissed off when Jesus got taken out of context and got hung on
Yeah,
the cross.
all the time. It's crazy.
But
All right,
I'm
well,
excited for the day that you get crucified.
who,
I
me?
mean, yeah, I'm just
Oh, I'm
waiting.
sure it's coming from. I don't know. I don't
I'm
know what it'll
excited
be
for our
from.
podcast to grow into something big enough where whatever you say, somebody takes it and clips it and runs
Oh
with it
yeah,
and tries to get you canceled.
yeah. Let's go. You can't cancel me now. I ain't scared. No, that's crazy. Anyway, we'll change the subject. So this other comment, this was interesting. So this this girl commented on her name was Lisa Carlton. She commented on the YouTube video and she said, and it's actually a pretty valid question. As a Christian female who does CrossFit, is it wrong to take your top off during a workout and just be wearing leggings and a sports bra?
And I think we can like throw booty shorts in there too. She
Oh,
says leggings
absolutely.
and sports bra, but I would argue booty shorts are the worst thing as
I
far as
agree.
like grabbing a guy's attention. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? At least from personal experience.
Yeah. I think it's kind of, I think it's dependent.
I think the
I
person
think
asking this, is Christian, and that's why she said leggings. She probably doesn't wear booty shorts, but it gets hot and
point.
she's sweating and she takes her shirt off, and then she's wondering if that's bad or not. Right? Can you read the
Which
question?
is, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
specifically.
As a Christian female who does CrossFit, is it
There you go.
wrong? Is it wrong to take your top off during a workout and just be wearing leggings and a sports bra top? I think it's dependent. I think if
I'm
you're
gonna say go ahead. I have an answer, but go ahead. So I want to say
if you are which see and it's different. It's kind of hard because I know females are wired different than males.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of person dependent too, because I know that
she's asking this if it us as men, like if it just distracts us or pulls us into sin, right? That's why she's asking this.
yes, and I would say yes, it does for sure.
You think so? So you think it's bad?
I don't know, because like here's where my mind's going. One,
go ahead.
In a workout, mid workout,
and
you're talking for time,
sure,
20-minute workout, whatever.
Yeah.
If you're stopping to pay attention to, I know this is a little bit different scenario, but if you're stopping to pay attention to old girl that just took her shirt off, you're not working hard enough.
Sure, 100%.
So again, that doesn't really excuse it, but if I feel like for each individual, if you feel like taking your shirt off is going to cause a guy in the class stumble, and you recognize that as who is debating taking their shirt off, then yes, it's wrong. Now, are you thinking about that when it gets hot? No. But my flip side to that, and again, I know men and women are wired different, but how is that any different than a guy who's shredded to the gills in a class with a bunch of girls in it too, taking his shirt off? Because yes, women, I don't know the woman's mind, but they don't. To my understanding, they don't struggle with lust like men do. Sure. But you cannot tell me that at certain points that it doesn't affect them as well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stop right there.
No, I'm enjoying.
What's yours?
I'm enjoying what you're saying, man.
I don't know if any of that made sense, but I feel like if
you're calling me out for taking my shirt off.
Because I do it. I work out today with my shirt off,
and they can't control themselves. That's what you're. I'm in sin right now.
If you feel convicted about doing it, then I think it's wrong.
Okay. So it's just what you
and because no, that's a good point. That's a good point. I don't know, dude. That's tough. But it does.
You want me to say mine?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think you're in an environment where there is not as much clothes. I mean, that's not saying like they're doing it, so you're doing it. It's like you're at a gym. You know, it's like shorts and a t-shirt, or shorts and no shirt, or shorts and a sports bra. You're at a gym. You know what I mean? You go to another gym. It's what people wear. Like if you go to a swimming meet, they're all in bathing suits.
Yeah.
You know, I know they're one pieces, but a lot of stuff is like you could see pretty much everything of the body. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Are you just not gonna like if you're a swimmer, you're like, I just can't swim because I'm
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like
Good point.
I think you can be modest and still be comfortable at a CrossFit gym. You know, and like she said, leggings. I know a lot of girls that like won't wear booty shorts because they feel like it's immodest. You know what I mean? Or like they'll wear the shorts. Like most, I know a lot of Christian girls who will wear just the regular workout shorts. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
short, but they're like frilly. I don't know how to explain it, but
Mhm.
they're regular shorts. You know what I mean? And they don't wear booty shorts or leggings. Like that's what Leslie has a lot. I don't know if Leslie owns a pair of booty shorts, but like she has leggings and she has the regular shorts. Um and she wears like that little crop top thing a lot, right?
Mhm.
But there's times where it's hot, she's dying, and she takes it off every now and again. It doesn't. It's every once in a blue moon, and she hasn't been to a gym in like 5 months. But um, I don't. I think you're in an environment where that's going to happen, and like you said, if somebody is distracted by that, then I don't think. I think if you're not trying to distract them, you're not in
Mm.
the wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe you go work out in a corner opposite of the guy that's creeping on you. You know what I mean? Like, and that's his problem. You know what I'm saying? I see it as another like the opposite way. I think it's their problem for being distracted if you're not going out of your way to like try to, you know, be lustful, right? Or put
Yeah.
lust out in the air. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Here's a good example I just thought of, and the only reason I thought of is because Leslie put something about like bikinis. So here's a kind of a good analogy, I guess, for the beach, especially in today's culture. So you've got your your one pieces with a cover up on, like this is your like church girl modest type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I got you.
then you've got your bikini wearing girls, which is fine. You know, you're on the beach, girls wearing a bikini. Well, then you've got these girls wearing a bikini
A
with a
thong.
thong bottom. That
Yeah.
that's the booty shorts. That's
Uh-huh.
the booty shorts that are two sizes too small that you roll up so that you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Dude, that drives me crazy, dude. There was this girl, obviously not gonna say any names. She's not from Crash. I think she's pretty, maybe not famous, but she's not famous, but she's pretty well known in like the local comp style stuff or whatever. And she wears these booty shorts, and she doesn't like not at all saying I'm lusting or anything like that because she doesn't have a great body, but
Jesus
she
Christ.
puts them she no she puts them on, and dude, she rolls them up so high, like it honestly it'll piss you off when you see it because it's like,
You shouldn't talk about Amy
honey,
Spiegel that way.
that's gonna get clipped. It's like, honey, are you that desperate? Like, are you really? And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. This is good. In her bio, it talks about being a Christian and it has Bible verses. And it's like, dude, stuff like that
I don't know. People would say the same about
is
me.
a bad look. Yeah, but that's fair enough. But there's a distinct difference between, how do I say this? Without
Actions.
just yeah, without just being, it's crazy that you can't say stuff so simple because people are so stupid that they can't see simple.
Yeah.
Is there's a difference in being actually wrong and being not wrong, but people saying that you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, I agree with that.
I think it's very obvious. I don't think it's wrong if honestly, if you're in your head, you're asking, is this wrong? You're fine. You know what I mean? Because the girls, there's a clear difference. And if if it's causing a guy to lust, I think that's on him if you're not putting it out there like that. And I don't think that's putting it out there. If it's, you're just trying to be,
if you're putting, like, you can tell somebody's
putting it out there. Yeah. And I mean, like from my perspective, for me personally, when I'm at the gym and I coach a lot of girls, right? I got a lot of women between the ages of 30 and 50. I don't know why that's my niche, but I coach a lot of women in that age bracket. And I almost never am seeing what they're wearing. Like, it's always like, how do we get better at this? I get full on. We're here to get better. We're here to work. We're here to train. We're building monsters, right? Like, I'm watching how their form looks, how to butterfly better. Like, and I'm coach. I'm not like a person that's also working out, but like, we're here to get better. You know what I mean? And I very rarely, I'm not saying it doesn't happen every once in a blue moon. Like, I'm not perfect. Right.
Right.
And in those situations, you just kind of got to remove yourself from those situations. But 99% of the time, like, we're like, that doesn't even enter my brain to check somebody out or like causing me to lust or anything in my mind. And I don't know if it's the same for you, Brock, but like, I would say, like, if you're, like a Christian man, like, I feel like most of the time, like, you should be in that mold. Like, you're here to work. You're not here to look around.
Yeah.
And then if like you said, and if it is causing you to lust, like, then you need to go somewhere else. Like, right.
Dude, there's been times, I don't know if I've said this on here before, but there's been times we would be doing, like, in the class, we would be doing, it's been a long time ago, but we would be doing like strength work, and like everybody would have their barbells out, and we're all facing the whiteboard or whatever. And there were times where I was like, dude, I need to, like, if I stay facing this direction, like, I can't. It was one of them deals, like, you doing the movement we're doing, you can't, like, it's in my peripheral. You can't not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta turn around.
So, like, me and the guy we turned around at the wall behind us. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And again, not saying that doesn't happen every single time, but that's just an example of.
And also, you're in a gym. That kind of stuff happens. You know what I mean? You could be doing something, and somebody bends over right in front of you, and it's just like, bam, right? Like, that's a little bit on you to control that situation.
Yes. Because in that moment, you have the choice of, okay, you can't, going out in public, whether it's in the gym, even if it's not in the gym, if you're at Costco, you're going to see pretty women as a man. Girls are going to see pretty good looking guys.
Why Costco? Huh? Why not Walmart?
I don't know. Well,
are you misogynist? Pretty girls can't be at Walmart?
No, they can.
Good grief, Brock.
There's pretty girls everywhere.
Got to be at Costco. Okay, I see you.
When you see a pretty girl, you have the choice. Again, you can't not see them, but you have the choice. When a pretty girl walks by you, you have the choice to
what to think next.
Look back or to keep rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Or like I don't. Okay, let me ask you this question. This is a fun topic. I think, and you might disagree. You might disagree with this one. Okay, I I'll see a pretty girl, and I think I go to I'm watching a lot of competitions. Like I'm around. I mean, you go to Crash, so I mean, there's good bodies everywhere, right?
Mhm.
But like, I feel like I can see a gorgeous girl and just look at her and be like, man, she is beautiful, and like that's it. It's not even a sexual thing. It's appreciating the beauty in front of me, but like
Mhm.
not register a sexual thought about it. It's like
Yeah.
more of an appreciation, and that might sound corny or cheesy, or people might not believe me, but like I feel like you can have that. I don't. And do you think that's sinful? I don't think that's sinful.
No, I think
Because
it
what's
becomes
sinful
sinful.
is pondering on it,
Yes.
wanting to get with that beauty.
Yeah.
But
When you start undressing that girl in your head, that's
right.
sinful. You
But
know?
when you already got everything you want, I feel like you can look at somebody gorgeous and just be like, she's beautiful, right? And
Mhm.
like you're not undressing her.
Yeah, and I think that's
At least that
individual to each
happens.
person.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know?
yeah. And I'm not saying like I'm so great. I do that with everybody. That's not what I'm saying at
Right, right.
all. But
And anybody who watches this, we're not telling you to go
yeah,
stare
yeah.
at beautiful girls.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I'm
but
not. I'm not
but no,
staring. I'm
seriously,
just
like
saying. I'm not like you don't
right.
even have to like avoid it in certain
Mhm.
situations. It's just once it starts getting like that in your head,
Then you gotta remove
now
yourself.
you need to you need to remove yourself.
And it's like that with everything. It's not just with lust. You know, if you like for me with my background with drinking, like I can't go to places where there's a lot of
You
drinking
can't go to a
anymore.
bar.
Right.
If guys want to go to a
But
sports
I
bar
but
to
I
watch a
know
game,
that.
you're like, can we go to Buffalo Wild Wings instead? Like
Yeah.
that's fine. Like you know that
Mhm.
about yourself, right?
Like I know personally, and I'm not again not disagreeing in general, but as an individual, I'm not gonna personally, I'm not gonna look too far into somebody's body. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that there's a good chance that's going to lead me down somewhere that I don't. Now, does it happen? Yes. You know, I'm not perfect, obviously, but I do see what you're saying
It's what you
too.
strive
Because a
to.
lot of times, right, right. Because and there's times in especially, I guess, you mentioned how watching a lot of competitions, and there's a lot of use the CrossFit Games for an example. There's a lot of those girls that I don't really find attractive, but I'm like, dang, look at
Look
her
at her
freaking
body.
traps. Look
Yeah.
at her shoulders. Look at her legs. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that
And
again,
that's
just like
why
you said,
I speak very illy of Danny Spiegel because she's putting it out there and she
yeah.
makes a living off of putting it out there.
Hmm.
Like, and that's why and like I know you might not watch, our shows, but when she comes in the fray of what we're talking about,
Yeah.
I do not speak very well of her.
Hmm.
Be for those reasons.
Yeah. Like for example, with similar to that, like at which it's actually not similar to that at all because she's, to my knowledge, she's nothing like that. But at Crucible, I had never seen Kyra Milligan in person. And I like when she walked out, I said, "Oh my gosh, at those tree trunks." She has the most muscular, and this is not me saying she's like that I find her attractive, but her legs
You're talking about Danny
are
Spiegel?
huge. No, Kyra Milligan.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They are
They're like little
huge.
rocks though. Like they're
Yes.
like because her waist is tiny. Like
It's odd. Not in a bad like I'm not saying I'm not talking I'm
you
not
heard it, Kyra.
degrading.
You heard it, Kyra. Brock said you got an odd body. That's what he said.
I've got an odd body. I've got love
I think
handles.
you're
I
beautiful,
who
Kyra. I think
cares?
you're beautiful, but Brock thinks you have an odd body.
Yeah. Her legs are so much stronger than mine, so it doesn't even matter what I say. I guarantee you she can probably squat more than me. Maybe not. I don't know.
Dude, I bet it's close.
Oh, I guarantee you Danny Spiegel can.
I bet Jakira's close to Danny Spiegel.
Yeah, I bet you they can both squat probably
I
more
don't know.
than me.
Can you squat 4?
Not right now. I doubt it.
365.
I could probably do 365.
I don't think they got you then. 365 is a lot. I bet they're really close to that number, but I bet it's more like 350. That's my dog, by the way.
That is sad for me.
I mean, 350 is what a 500 is for men.
That's true. Yeah,
How many guys do you know that can squat 500?
I'm talking to one right now.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know if there's. I'm trying to think if there's anybody at. I mean, obviously, I'm talking about like not there. There's a decent amount of people at Crash who can do that. I'm talking like more of your people who do class at Crash.
Yeah.
I don't really know if there's anybody that Mike McDonald used to do. He used to do the class workouts a lot, but he was still considered an elite athlete. But
yeah.
he I saw him do 500 one day during the class workout. I don't know if any of the, I guess, normal people. I'm sure there's probably a couple. That's a lot of weight.
It's
The most I ever squatted was like, it was 420 maybe, but that was in high school when I weighed close to 300 pounds. My squat was like, no, maybe it was 415, and my bench press was like 320.
There you go.
I couldn't do that now though. No shot. We'll get back up there eventually.
Anyway, long story short, I think it's all right, girl. You rock out.
I agree. And again, I think, like I was saying earlier, there's really no difference in. I mean, if a guy can do it, who's to say that in this specific, not saying in every situation, but in this specific scenario, why should I be able to take my shirt off and what was her name? Lisa can't. That's not my place to. That specific scenario is not my place, or situation is not my place to say. But I don't think you should wear booty shorts. That's my opinion. Because again, if you knowingly do something that's causing somebody to stumble, that's wrong.
You want to tell us how your workout's going?
Yeah, it's going good. It's actually it's not been too bad yet, but like I can tell it's gonna start hurting. I mean, I'm making it hurt, but like I'm saying, it's gonna, once my body starts getting like, I guess, worn out, thing, it's probably
once your muscles start getting fatigued.
Yeah, once I like start getting real sore and
yeah,
hands get brittle, it's gonna be interesting. But it's been pretty good. I think what I'm gonna do is, so I'm gonna add 10 pounds to the movement every week. But I think what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna make it movement dependent. Like if I do like next week, if I do squat cleans instead of squat snatch, then I'm not gonna keep going with the weight because it needs to be a little heavier or whatever. And my thought process is, if I add 10 pounds every week, at some point I'm just going to be deadlifting every week because I'm not going to be able to do you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be able to do that much on certain
Well,
movement.
you're supposed to keep it squat snatch until you change it.
Yeah, I'm doing squat snatch for the first 3-week cycle, and then I'll do something different.
Yeah.
So my thought is to keep from just do. I'll just whatever movement that I decide to do, whatever barbell that I decide to do next. I'll just I might just pick a percentage, and I'll just do that percentage of what I can do, and then just add 10 pounds from that.
Yeah.
But it's been good. I can already I made the mistake yesterday. I did that workout at I think I started at 11:45, and then as soon as I got done, I cleaned up my area or whatever, and then I went immediately into doing class. And dude, that destroyed me. That class workout yesterday was freaking brutal. And I was in the middle of it, and I was like, dude, why are you doing this? It was really hard. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that again. I at least need. I don't working out twice in one day doesn't, or doing 2 workouts. That part doesn't really bother me, but going back to back like that with no snack, no Gatorade, no nothing in between, that was brutal. Also going on lower newborn sleep.
Mm-hmm.
No bueno.
I had to coach the 5 a.m. today, so I'm just preparing.
How many classes a week do you coach?
20 to 30.
That's good. You do 5 a.m. multiple times a week?
No, our 5 a.m. guy is gone this week, so I'm ultimate DH, and then I'm 6 through 9 or 6 to 10 most days, and then I usually do one afternoon, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30. But this week that guy is gone. That guy usually does like half the afternoon and then the 5 a.m.s. And then we got a couple other people that just take a day in the afternoon. And so I have like 3 afternoons and every single hour in the morning. So but typically I'm 6 to 10 every morning. And then we switch weekends, Saturday, Sunday, every other weekend. Stop. And then I'm one afternoon, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30.
Yeah, y'all got a lot of classes too. I guess that's how most gyms. I don't know. There's a few gyms locally that I've heard of a couple people saying that they don't run very many classes. That's one thing. JR, he does a lot of classes.
Yeah, I mean, and the morning classes are good. They're a little bit they're not open gym, but it's all like I one-on-one train like a lot of people. Like just we're on different training program. Like I have a training program for them, and usually in 7 to 8, it's only those people. So then I can kind of do my training during those 2 hours and still get paid for it. So that's nice. But yeah, I'm on salary, so it doesn't really matter like what how many it ends up being because I get the same amount every month.
That's good. You guys into Bible commentaries? I don't know about you, John, but there's a really good one. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Through the Word. The app. Let's see if I can show you on here. I don't know if it's going to focus.
Yeah.
That's what the app looks like. But you go
Enduring
on.
Word.
Enduring Word's a good one too. Through the Word is the one that I like. Through the Word because you can. The guys who created it, I'm pretty sure it's every single book of the Bible. Every single book of the Bible they've gotten. It's got a section where somebody reads it to you, and then there's another thing that one of their pastors, it has like a summary of that chapter. So, like for example, I think it was this morning or yesterday morning, I listened to, was it one in? No, I'm sorry, that was a different one. But like listen to Romans 1. If you wanted to listen to that, then you can search Romans and then go to Romans 1. And like this one is 13 minutes and 12 seconds, and it basically teaches you, it goes through the Word. It teaches you Romans chapter 1, and it doesn't always go verse by verse, but it hits most of the verses in the chapter. And it's a good thing too that if you like for me, a lot of times when I'm at work, I'll uh, I'll put an AirPod in and I'll listen to a sermon or something along those lines, and something like that is good because you can, if you're trying to go through, say, the book of Romans, then you can just put. I'm sorry, I just threw a blank. You can just put Romans 1 on, and you can listen to the chapter being read off, and then listen to the commentary about it. So that helps. Stuff like that um, helps me to, I guess, comprehend and to digest the word better. I guess that's one thing that I sometimes have issues with is if I read something, then by lunchtime, if I read Romans chapter 1 tomorrow morning, if if I don't take the time to really sit down and really focus on what I'm reading and pull up different notes and blah 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 about it, commentaries, then a lot of times it doesn't really stick with me, and that may be a personal problem, um, but that's the through the word it helps a lot with I guess learning and giving context and things like that.
Yeah, I'm a big. I'll put reading chill, like it's called reading chill out music, like a playlist where it's just kind of like a melody, and I'll read with that going on. And then
Hmm.
I'm not a big Bible commentary guy though. Like if I'm like we're reading like we got like if we're reading, we're making time to do it.
Yeah.
And we're in it. Like I have my own, like I put my headphones in, have that just soft melody going, and I'm reading while I do that. And
I need to try that.
usually it sticks with me.
That's a good idea. I've never tried to listen. Like I've heard of some people they'll put on like classical instrumental or just I guess
Hmm.
something soft and something like that, and it
Hmm.
helps them with reading. I've never been. It's not an excuse by no means. I've never been good with reading. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to like not necessarily the Bible. I've always kind of been able to read the Bible, but like reading to comprehend has kind of been an issue for
Where it
me.
sticks with you.
Because like with, I guess it's different. Because like with school, when I was in college and in high school, I guess you could say that I was pretty smart. Like I could I was I'd say smart, but I was good at testing. Like I could for the semester I could learn something and I could like final exams never. I mean, yeah, that's cool, and I care for them, but it bothered me that much. But then it's like right now, I graduated 6 years ago. Right now, if you put me back in my calculus 3 or whatever class that I was in, dude, I'd be lost as fart in a whirlwind. You know what I mean? Which, again, that was 6 years, but stuff like that, like it should. If you actually learn it, it doesn't really go away. There's a difference in learning something and learning something for the test.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like my fart in the whirlwind?
No, it's just funny. I remember almost everything that I
Really.
Yeah, I have I wouldn't call it a photographic memory, but I have a very, very good memory. Like I think I could take any history test anywhere and ace it. Like just if I had learned it before, it's still there. Most math. I tell you what, Calc 2 might be tough. Might have to read a book, read a chapter on integrals and derivatives real quick, just get reacquainted with it. But most math, most history, most like if I was good at it in high school, I'm good at it now. If I was good at it in college, I'm good at it now. You know what I'm saying? It's just that most of that stuff doesn't leave me. I was never good at English, so like I would make the same. I would be the same bad at English, but
dude, I was so bad at writing papers, and I hated writing papers.
But I tell Leslie all the time, like I feel like I have so much useless knowledge that I'll just never use.
Yeah.
My family's kind of like that. Like my dad knows a whole bunch of stuff about a whole bunch of different things that he'll never use. Like we're big Jeopardy family. Was my little sister wins most of the time in Jeopardy. But she freaking studies Jeopardy. But yeah, our family, like we used to play Jeopardy as a family. And like you just first one to say the answer. Like we all you read a question, everybody tries to answer it if you think you know it, and then if you get it, you get a point. And we would just play as a family.
That's going fun. We didn't play Jeopardy, but we were a big family game night type deal. Like we
weren't so much family game night, but definitely that was our game. Yeah,
we would play Yahtzee and all like Uno and all kind of different. But Jeopardy, no, I'd get smacked at Jeopardy.
Well, I mean, Leslie likes it too. Me and Leslie are very competitive at Jeopardy. I would say so. We know very different things. So like any math, I'm winning. Any history, I'm winning. Biology, chemistry, we kind of split. She majored in biochem. I majored in biology. She's a pharmacist, so she still uses it, and I don't use it at all. So any medical, she typically wins. Birds, plants, she knows a weird amount about birds and plants. Yeah, any sports like I'm getting. So like there's just as the categories go, we just know very different things. And we're usually very very competitive with each other. I would say I probably win like 60% of the time. She wins 40% of the time, but it's never a blowout. We don't play since she got pregnant. She doesn't have the patience for it now. But yeah.
That's one thing that was always hard for me whenever we would have like game night and whatnot, because like my mom, they would be, which my dad's a lot like me, but a lot of times like my mom and sister, like they would just be playing to like try to just have fun. Dude, I can't play a game and just.
No, we're trying to win.
Like,
we're trying to
win. I'm at all costs. I'm trying to win. I get so aggravated when, like, if you're playing a game, take it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not kidding around.
So we had a couple that we were friends with back when we lived in Missouri, and we would have a game night with them, and they were about our age, and we played Catan. We got introduced to Catan, and Do you know what Catan is?
Mm-mm.
It's the greatest game of all time, Brock. Look, figure it out.
Catan.
Yeah,
I
you and
thought that,
Destiny should just find somebody to play with because it's the greatest game of all time. But we get fiercely competitive with Catan. Like you have to trade cards with each other.
How do you spell it?
Catan. And you just got to trust me. Find somebody that knows how to play it, and dude, it's the best game of all time.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Catan. I'll save that.
Next time we're in South Carolina, I will bring it. I will bring it, and we can play it. Okay, we'll get a couple people to play it. But it is it's you have to trade resources to build stuff. Like you're trying to build stuff, everybody's trying to build stuff, and you have to trade with other people to get resources. And Leslie will refuse to trade with me. She won't. And like this is a part of the game. Like you need to trade with people, right? It's not like, hey, I'll give you hey, let's trade, right? Like no, like it's part of the game. Like I'll give you a brick and you give me a wood, a 1-for-1. It's a fair trade. And she'll go, I need 3 brick, and you can have this 1 wood, or I'm not trading with you. And like it's just ridiculous.
But that's like that's part of the game. Like that's okay.
That's part of the game. Yeah. You bargain with each other, right? And like so, if somebody's about to win and they need a resource, nobody's going to trade with that person because they're about to win. Right. But you all kind of try to trade with each other while you're trying to build stuff. And then, first one to 10 points wins. Yep.
Oh, that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that Uno's kind of the same way, same concept, except you're not. You're actually you're not because you're not trading.
I can't believe you just compared Uno to Catan.
Well, I was thinking because
when you play this game, no, this is a problem. When you play this game. And you're like, I could see why people get into it. I'm gonna say, do you remember when you compared it to Uno? Because that's the worst comparison I've ever.
No, it made me think of it because if Destiny's got the last card in Uno, if she's got Uno, and I know it's a blue card, I'm not gonna lay down a blue card. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Probably. Still a terrible comparison. I agree with that, but it was on my mind.
I got you.
Well,
all right, man. As always, people, if you have anything you want us to talk about, put it in the comments. We appreciated the comments in the last show. It gives us topics to talk about, and we will try our best. We might not know anything about whatever you want us to talk about, but we will give our honest and unfiltered opinion. Yeah. Nobody's canceling me on this show, so I can say what I want.
John is not racist.
Thank you.
At all.
Thank you, Brock.
I'm still irritated.
I appreciate you coming to my aid.
It's freaking ridiculous.
All right. If you got anything, put it in the comments.
Grant's here. Yep. Comment. Like, subscribe, and next Thursday, 7:30, somewhere around there.
7:30. Yep.
We will be back and we'll do it again.